Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it. What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. Happy Thursday. If you've been listening for a long time, you know what to do, brother. Smack yourself on the ass so hard when the concussion hits, it blows the eyebrows off your face. If this is your first time listening, welcome. My name is CoachMarkSing. I am a dating coach, and I use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to reprogram the brains of my clients. I've been doing a ton of blatant advertising, and I promised my guys I wouldn't do any this week, so we're going to skip that whole shindig. If you're interested, though, trust me, man, just listen to any of my other episodes. You'll hear all about it. What I do works. All right, guys, so 2 attraction hydrogen bombs, or whatever it was that I called this episode to get girls seriously attracted to you. R and P. What is that? What is this R and P, CoachMarkSing? Reward and punishment, bro. Tendo. You should know all about it, Theodore Roosevelt, because this stuff is absolutely critical when you're dealing with women. If you're not using reward and punishment, then you truly are a sea donkey. Your mom was right about you. Complete sea donkey. But you're going to start using it from today forward, and sea donkey status will be well behind you, my friend. You are now a champion that songs will be written about, that will be sung around campfires for generations to come, because you're going to reward good behavior and you're going to punish bad behavior. Now, for any of you women listening, or men too, for that matter, that might get a little bit butthurt about this, this is the exact same thing I tell my girlfriends to do. Is reward the behavior that you want him to do, punish the behavior you don't. And I'm going to talk about exactly how to do that. And if you are a woman listening, I guess you can apply everything I'm going to say. I'm going to be speaking about, obviously, doing this to women, but just do it to men. And it's going to work just as well. Because look, if somebody's doing something you don't want them to do, and you condone the behavior, which means you let it go, you let it pass, you let it exist, they're going to continue doing it. It's human nature. So we have to shape those things which we want and do not want the person who we're dating to do. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. So let's go ahead and get into the content. So as I stated, R stands for reward. We want to reward the behavior of a woman who's behaving in a way that we like, right? And we want to P, punish behavior. And when I say P, punish, it's in air quotes. Okay, it's not really punishing the person, like yelling at them or doing things like that, but it's pulling away from. It's not being as available. It's not reacting in the way that she wants you to react. That is the P of the RMP. But the first tip is to reward those things. So for example, let's say you're dating a girl and she sends you a text that you really like, right? She's like, I just got out of the shower. I shaved for you. I can't wait to see you next time. Now, if you don't react positively and or quickly to that text, how do you think that's going to make her feel? She's not going to continue doing those things anymore because you're not quickly rewarding it. And when I say quickly, time is also present when it comes to rewarding behavior. And then obviously complimenting the behavior is also critical to continue the behavior moving forward. Okay, so she sends you that text. If you wait like 3 hours and you're like, oh, cool, like, yeah, it's going to be cool next time I see you, and you're kind of lukewarm about it, is she going to continue doing that behavior? Obviously not. So what you got to do is you got to react quickly, and you have to react very positively. Okay, this is the essence of rewarding behavior. Is the reward is almost bigger than the effort she put in that deems rewarding. Okay, if that makes sense to you. The reward is bigger than the effort she put in, which deems the reward. Okay, so she texts you, we're going to be naked together soon. I just shaved for you. It's going to feel so good. You got to text back immediately in bold capitalized letters with 4 exclamation points. Yes, I love it when you talk that way. Okay, because it's rewarding the behavior that you want to continue, because she's going to be like, ooh, that got a good reaction out of him. How about I send him some pictures of me in a bikini? How about I tell him how awesome he is? How about I invite him over and I'll cook for him? Because she knows that when she does things you like, you react positively and it makes her feel good. It's rewarding that behavior. So when you're out with the girl, let's say, and she acquiesces to you, because when we're dating women, we always want to be in the masculine role. We're leading women to where they want to be led. We're taking them under our wing, showing them a good experience, and she acquiesces to you. Okay. So she's like, hey, let's go to this place. And you're like, you know what? Let's do what was planned. This other place is really good. You're going to love it. Trust me. And she's like, okay. Okay, so when she does something you want her to do, such as acquiescing to you, going into her feminine, following your lead, you want to reward that with perhaps a compliment. Be like, you know what I like about you? And she'd be like, what? You'd be like, well, you know, like dealing with you, hanging out with you is so easy. Like you're not always arguing against me the way some of the other girls I've dated have been. You're really easy to deal with. You're a great communicator. And I really like that about you. So you're rewarding the fact that she kind of acquiesced to your power. And when I say power, it's just basically you being in the masculine role, you taking her under your wing. And like I said, leading her to where she wants to be led. When she does that, you immediately reward it. Now, let's say she doesn't acquiesce to you and she's like, no, like I hate it when guys are always trying to like, you know, do this and do that and like have the power over me and stuff like that. Where she may have a point where some guys have been trying to manipulate her power-wise, but if you feel that it doesn't warrant that kind of negative reaction, you basically pull away, right? You kind of stop talking, you kind of divert your attention slightly. And again, I would say this to women too, like if a guy is doing shit that a woman doesn't like, simply pull back. Give them less attention, give them less even eye contact, less speaking, less texting, less hangout time to kind of let him know that that kind of behavior does not stand. So whichever side of the fence you're on, whichever team you're on, this really works well when a woman does what you want her to do, fun. When she doesn't do what you want her to do, no fun. Now, when it comes to male-female attraction, the one who wants less is always the one who's in power. And when I say power, it's air quotes, right? It's not really power. It's the one who's leading. It doesn't mean that men are better than women. It doesn't mean anything like that. It means that in a sexual type interaction, a woman will only become attracted to a man if he's highly in his masculine and the woman is highly in her feminine. Therefore, the man has to want less. Okay, the man has to want less. So when you show that you're not as thirsty as other guys are to women by being willing to be disagreeable, which I talk about all the time in this show, it's called the unapologetic man for a reason. You're willing to be disagreeable, you're willing to stand up for who you are, and you're always willing to want less. When she behaves in a way that you want her to, you reward the behavior. When she behaves in a way you don't want her to, you punish the behavior. Okay. And punishment means she gets less of you. You pull back. She gets less of your attraction. For example, some women and some men too will try to make the other person jealous, right? They'll say, oh, I'm talking to this other guy named Jimmy. He's really cool. He like drives a race car and he makes X much money. That's behavior that you don't want to continue. Okay. What she's trying to do is she's trying to get you more attracted, isn't she? No girl would honestly try to get a guy jealous unless she was attracted to him and she was trying to get him more attracted to her. So the behavior that she's looking for is jealousy. Do you want to give her that jealousy? No, because that would be rewarding the bad behavior. Instead, you want to punish that bad behavior by not reacting to it, pulling back, not being available. Like if it came in a text, no response whatsoever. Same thing as if she was complaining about her work, complaining about her mom, bitching, being generally negative. I do not respond, because by responding, you're essentially rewarding bad behavior. By not responding, you are punishing bad behavior and thus shaping behavior. See, people behave the way you expect them to, and people behave in ways that get what they want from you. So if a girl's trying to get you more attractive, you want to pretend, and when I say pretend, it's not necessarily the right word, but it applies because you're attracted to her anyway, but you want to pretend it's those things she does that you like that's getting you more attracted. Okay, so her dressing up, for example, like my girlfriend, I like it when she looks cute. Okay, I'm a dude, I'm very visual. I like it when she wears those tight yoga pants that show the thigh gap and her tight ass. I like it when she has makeup on and her hair done. So whenever she does that, I'm always like really up on it as far as like the compliments. When she kind of looks all blown out, and I understand we live together and sometimes that's going to happen, I may not be so quick with the compliments. Now, she may do the same thing to me, right? She likes the biceps. She likes the big biceps coming out. So she's always like, oh, I love how you work out. I love your biceps, because honestly, it attracts her. And maybe she has some understanding of this reward and punishment technique as well. But she talks about those things she likes me to do because people behave the way you expect them to. And people behave in the way that you are rewarding. And people will stop behaving in the way that you are punishing. Like if a girl flakes all the time, right? A lot of my clients come to me and they're like, this girl flaked on me. And I'm like, what did you say? He's like, oh, no worries. I understand. Because oftentimes girls will make up an excuse, and guys will do this too. My tummy hurts. My dog died. My grandma got launched out of a cannon. I have diarrhea and it shot a 30-foot rope of diarrhea out the kitchen window and into the neighbor's yard. I can't go out tonight. Okay. Oftentimes it's a lie, right? Like this one client told me he had plans with a girl and she said that she forgot about a root canal appointment that she had on the very moment of their date, like 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. It's like, come on, that is such BS. If you reply back and say, oh yeah, no problem. I understand a root canal at 6 p.m. and it just happened to be signed up on the day of our date. I get it. Text me whenever you want to hang out. That's kind of rewarding that behavior. And it's also showing that you can be stepped on. It's showing that you can be a floor mat. She can flake on you anytime. And all you're going to do is be understanding. So what do I suggest my guys say when a girl flakes on them? 2 letters, okay, and nothing else. And don't write her again until she writes you. Literally, that's the last thing you'll ever say to her. And as far as you're concerned, you're cool to never see her again. Why? Because you're punishing the behavior. And you're kind of giving her a mixed signal like, is he mad? Does he not care? And that's what we want. We want that punishment of bad behavior. Rewarding bad behavior would be, I understand, like, I hope the root canal goes okay. And, you know, the next time you launch diarrhea, it doesn't land in the neighbor's yard and like hit the cat in the face, because I understand that happened and that's horrible. No, okay. And that's it. She texts in a boring way. She's like, ha, 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 LOL. Pull back on your texting. Don't text her nearly as much and don't be nearly as funny. If she senses that you're kind of pulling back because of bad behavior, you're punishing bad behavior, and she starts trying again with the texting, then you could shoot in very quickly with a text that rewards the good behavior of her effort, right? She gets dressed up super cute for you. Reward that shit. She does some favor for you. Reward that shit. She flakes on you, doesn't reciprocate the attention or the sexual favors that you do for her. Pull back, be less available. So the basic premise is this: reward behavior that you want to continue and punish behavior that you want to stop. Reward by attention, compliments, quick texts, you being more available, and you being generally more positive towards her. Punish by being less available, by being harder to reach, by being shorter in your responses, and by being cold towards her or him if it's a woman listening. So it's very basic, boys. And a lot of times I'll tell my clients this, and I usually only say it in the coaching room because it sounds condescending, but this applies to men and women. This is just human psychology, okay? Dealing with women is like dog training. When she does something good, she gets a reward. When she does something bad, she gets no reward. She gets all blown out. And this works so effectively well, but a lot of guys don't do it because they're afraid of it going bad. They're afraid if she flakes and they're like, whatever, they don't even respond, right? They're like, whoa, I'm going to lose her. You're going to lose her if you reward the behavior of her flaking. I guarantee it, because she's going to do it every single time. I have literally girlfriends that tell me, you know, I got this guy, Charles, I'm talking to. He's okay. He's a good backup if everything else fails. Okay, this is how women think, and this is how men think too. I mean, you guys all think it. Like when my clients come into my coaching program, I have them talking to 20, 30, like sometimes 40 chicks. Why? Backups upon backups upon backups. Like I want a freaking Major League Baseball team with another baseball team behind it and maybe even another one behind it just in case there's some injuries, just in case somebody wants to bow out, just in case there's issues, which there always will be. But make no mistake, boys, you could be the second fiddle, and oftentimes you are. And when you condone, which means support, encourage bad behavior, you're going to continue in that second fiddle place. But when you show her that you're not to be messed with, that your time must be respected, that you respect yourself and you require that she respects you in turn, she's going to respect you. She's going to get more attracted to you. And then what happens? You move into spot numero uno, which means you become the main guy by punishing bad behavior and by rewarding good behavior. And again, this comes across all platforms. Sexually, okay, comes into texting, comes into your dates with her, comes into a relationship with her. Anytime she does something bad, what do? That's right. You pull back, give her less. Don't give her the kind of reaction that she's hoping to get out of you, especially if she's trying to do something to make you more attracted to her, to make you more invested in her, to get more from you. You do the opposite. Now she understands when I behave in this way, say she's really negative and yelling at you because you only hang out with her 3 days a week and she wants to hang out 5. You turn the car around and you say, get out, beat it. And she's like, what? You'd be like, dude, you're being so negative. I don't want to hang out with you right now if you're going to be like this. If you're willing to be cool, understand that I'm busy and I can only roll 3 days, let's go ahead and hang out tonight. We're going to have a great time. If on the other hand, you're going to be moody, you're going to be snapping at me, then beat it. Kick rocks with your head down. Don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you. And what's she going to do? Okay, she's going to acquiesce, which means go into her feminine energy. She's going to give you the masculine role, which means you are the one leading the situation. It doesn't mean you're better. It doesn't mean you've manipulated her into submission. It simply means women follow, men lead. That's what builds attraction. And that happens through you showing her you're not to be messed with. Your time, your respect, your integrity, your character are all to be respected. And if she doesn't do that, she's out like sauerkraut. She's off like a prom dress. See ya. Maybe if you choose to be more positive, we can continue this interaction. But until you do, you're out like sauerkraut. Beat it, you sea bass. And that's kind of the element that you bring into your relationships with women. Now, if she's being cool, she's really trying, then you're super cool. You're super agreeable because she's in that role of being a good person. It's the same thing with dudes. If he's being cool, if he's doing what you want him to do, for you ladies listening, then you are cool too, and you're ready to go. You're good to go. Now, I'm not a female dating coach. I teach men how to attract women, but it's the same thing. It's simply human psychology. It's the same thing with kids too. When the kid does what you want him to do, you reward him. When he doesn't do what you want him to do, you punish him. It's so obvious, yet so few people get it because specifically when it comes to men, and I'm going to tell you, thirsty men are the worst. They don't want to chase the girl away by being disagreeable. But you're actually going to chase her away faster when you're too agreeable and you show her you're a floor mat. So again, RMP, reward and punishment. Always keep this on your mind. You're texting with the girl and she sends you back an LOL, no response for like 8 hours, right? No response. And guys, never text a girl twice in a row. Did you see my text? Did you think that was funny? So what do you think about this weekend when I asked you to hang out? Horrible. If she's not replying, that's bad behavior and you're rewarding it by shooting back and following up. Here's the rule of texting, okay? This obviously warrants its own podcast episode, and I think I will do an episode on it. The rule of texting is simple, 1 for 1. If you text her and she doesn't text you back, she's done. The entire relationship is done until she texts you. And what's going to happen? You're going to wait and wait and wait, and then she's going to text you. Oh, sorry, I got busy. My mom died. My dog's squirting diarrhea. Like whatever stupid excuses, fine. But then you wait even longer because she took so long to text you back, right? Hope that K9 Imodium AD does its job and your dog stops spinning on the freaking bathroom floor spraying diarrhea and he's done like 200 rotations. I hope he stops quickly and that all gets solved. But like the lies people will say, and I'm not just saying women, it's men too. The lies people will come up with, you don't stand for it, man. And this comes beyond women. This comes with your friends too. Your friends disrespect you. Your friends flake on you. Dude, you pull away. You punish that behavior. You are not to be messed with. You are not to be disrespected. That's who you are as an unapologetic man. Then what happens when you show people that your respect must be earned, it must not be trifled with, you are not a floor mat, they are going to respect you and women become infinitely more attracted to you. R and P, keep that in your mind as you date women. Keep that in your mind as you deal with coworkers, family members, friends, any social situation. Reward good behavior, punish bad behavior. It's as simple as that. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. As a reminder, I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays, and your patronage is very much appreciated. If you find value in my podcast, I very much appreciate a review. Naturally, a 5-star review. Let's do away with those 4, 3, and 2, and definitely 1-star bad Jacksons. I want nothing to do with them. Nothing's more disappointing than logging on and seeing a 1-star from some hater, dude. It's like always the haters whose life sucks who give you the 1-star, and you're just like, damn, that person is suffering to a very high degree. And oftentimes, like, they don't even listen to my content. They just see Unapologetic Man podcast, how to get a girl's phone number, or like Jedi mind manipulation to attract chicks. And immediately they're just so pissed off. And here's the question. Did I piss them off, or were they pissed off already? You know the answer to that. I was only the spark that ignited the fuel that was already there. And most times, boys, they're just peanut butter and jealous, both of me and of you, because you're a goddamn champion. If you're a legend, if you're positive, if you're a guy who gets more ass than a toilet seat and wants to thank me for helping you, just a small help to get you there, I'd very much appreciate that review. Email me at CoachMarkSing@gmail.com, and I will send you the Conversation Sniper, 150 Deadly One-Liners for Building Attraction, Guide to the Female Orgasm, How to Make a Girl Look Like a Screaming Demon That Just Got Hit with a Tornado, and 3 texts to build massive attraction in women. Baffle your friends, impress your enemies, reverse that. So, gentlemen, I do appreciate your listening. I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays. Stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next episode.